And we are live.
Welcome.
I was grooving to that cool music.
Thank you, sir. It gives us a minute to get ourselves prepared. Welcome everybody to Mego Shop Talk, where we talk Mego with Mego, and this week's episode is all about the new 14-inch line of figures, the old 14-inch, but the new figure line. And what do we think about it? And having said that, make sure, if you can, if you like what we're doing here, if you enjoy Mego on the whole, please hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell so you always will get notifications whenever we are doing something. Frank.
Yeah, I was going to say welcome, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's having a great morning. We're all excited to be here to talk about, the 14-inch figures, everything Mego. I do want to welcome Roberta and Mr. Dave Scarpa to the show. So thank you both for joining. We definitely appreciate that. We appreciate everybody out there joining us this, on a Sunday morning, taking your time. We got a lot of things planned to talk about and discuss, and, we're going to have a great time today talking about Mego. So there it is. So, Dave, I'm going to go to you first, because whenever we have anybody new on the show, we always talk about and ask them your first Mego memory and your favorite Mego figure ever.
First Migo memory was probably back in 1970, probably 76, finding the Star Trek. I'm a huge Star Trek fan, as my channel will show, and the Star Trek figures at the local drugstore, because they were all over the place back then in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the first figure I ever got was a Mr. Spock.
Okay, awesome.
My favorite figure, though, probably would be the whole lines. I'm a big Scotty fan, so
nice.
Scotty in that line.
Yeah. Very cool.
I still love Scotty. He's a great figure, but
absolutely.
Stuff,
I love you too, Dave.
Yeah.
Are you
not that Scotty, the other Scotty, this Scotty.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, we love the other Scotty too.
Yeah, very cool.
Always a bride, never a bride.
Very cool, Dave. Yeah. Those Star Trek figures definitely still have, a place in my memory, in my heart, especially, and again, I found mine at a drugstore, at a Rite Aid drugstore, believe it or not. And I actually even found them into the early 80s, around the Wrath of Khan release at Rite Aid drugstore, And I think that was probably the last time I ever found them hanging on the shelves at retail. But still, I can still remember going in there and buying those bad boys. I think it cost me like $18 or $20, and I walked away with 5 of them still on the cart, so great memory. Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff.
I think I paid like $1.75 for mine.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool.
Real quick.
Yep.
Now, and it's my fault. I set up, I'm still got a couple of bugs with my education on YouTube. So I set up what I thought would be an ad for this segment today, and Everett just sent me a message that we're not live on YouTube. We are, Everett, but probably what you're looking at is my little advertisement. So refresh your screen and you will be able to see where we're at, because I'm watching us on YouTube right now, live.
Great.
So
great. Awesome. Okay. Just the whole Star Trek thing. That segue right into what Mr. Jason Zaville has in front of him there. Jason, if you want to, 14-inch Trek, and you've actually got the Kirk too already. But yeah,
so that's it. Look, it's actually a great subject to talk about.
Yeah.
For those of you who are thinking about these things. Yeah. See, look. Here's the deal. We'll go off brand for a minute. In the 90s, when Playmates came out with all of their Star Trek stuff, I was actually kind of living in another world at that time, for lack of a better explanation. But Toys R Us happened to be one of our clients, and I just remember walking to Toys R Us one day and seeing this massive. I just couldn't freaking believe it. It was a whole row from one. It looked like from one end of the store to the other of nothing but Playmate Star Trek stuff, and I was just blown away. I was like, oh my god! And the first thing I thought was Migo.
Yeah, right.
but then years later, when I discovered that eBay existed. Lord help me there.
Mm.
Then I started getting these things, and then I realized, like, oh my God, like, well, the boots are molded like Mego, but it wasn't the same. The hands and like why didn't they come like they didn't come with a phaser belt? I mean,
yeah.
So even though I had those, and it's just not the same when I heard when we heard, Frank, that these things that we're going to do them at 14-inch.
Yep.
I was like, I couldn't believe it. And now I'm holding one. And one of the things I was on the fence about, and Everett, who's watching now, actually Everett, who's critical, a good critical for the most part, a good critical about stuff. I was worried about the boots not being molded. So when it came to pass and I got it in hand, Everett's the one that said, that how it didn't bother him. And I was like, shoot, man, if it doesn't bother Everett,
no,
it must be okay. And bottom line is, okay, oh, really? Why is my Spock? I thought I had Spock out. Spock has resealed himself back into the.
Yeah, there it is. Jason's showing you too. It doesn't take away from the look at all. I don't think. I mean,
it works. It works. Yeah, because I think right. One of the things were if Mego back in the 70s tried to give the Star Trek figures boots, the only boots that they had either would have been the AJ boots, Kevin, or the hero boots, and those you needed that boot to hug that,
yeah, absolutely,
that ankle, and well, why can't I find a knife? Any rate, Roberta, so did you get your
did they arrive, Roberta?
No.
What?
They're scheduled for tomorrow. On there, but that's okay because thanks to Joseph and I believe Brian, there's excellent unboxing that was on YouTube. And I am just so anxious to get them now because they look totally awesome.
You are going to love these, Roberta. I haven't stopped playing with them.
I tell you what and everything. I saw the one for Kirk, and that is a young William Shatner right there. That is a perfect sculpt.
I think the Kirk one is probably the best Kirk head sculpt they've ever done.
Yeah, I mean, it was just amazing.
I like the older one because it kind of channeled the animated show. But the newer one is probably the best likeness I've seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I have to say, changing the packaging is great because we got the 14 inches from when they first came back. And I do not take anything out of the box. I keep them on the card. And the fact that you can actually see, because I think it was General Zod and everything, you couldn't even see his head.
Right.
In the original one. So they did a great job with what they're doing with the packaging.
Definitely an improvement. I mean, it's an overall presentation. Just they upped the game with that. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
they did.
So real quick, Frank, I got it right here. Walter Figueroa said the only thing missing is the tricorder that came with the figures.
Yep.
Do we have something to say about that?
I can tell you the second run, all will have tricorders. They're actually being sent to myself and Paul. So I can tell you, if you've got a Spock that I sent you out already without a tricorder, you will be getting one. All my orders going out from tomorrow on will actually include a tricorder. But again, no matter where you ordered your Spock from, get in touch with myself, get in touch with Paul. Obviously we need to see a pic of your Spock without the tricorder in the box just so we can verify that. But then at that point, we'd happy to get one out for you.
So there you have that. There it
is. Mr. Jason Seville's holding up the tricorder for Spock there.
Oh, I didn't see how it fits the figure. So Jason, so Dave, being, because you're junkie like I am, Star Trek is our thing, and that's all there is to it. And I'm not sure if how deep you have dived into the different stuff that's out there, like the was it the QMX and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I missed the boat with those, and now the secondary aftermarket prices are 2 and 3 times compared to the figure just by itself. What's your opinion?
Well,
at the end of the day,
you can't really see around here. If you could, I'd give you a tour. There's Star Trek stuff all over the place here. And I got Captain chairs. I got some Playmates. This whole wall is Mego over here, and then I got more Mego over there.
Yeah.
I think they're doing a great job. Something Roberta said is absolutely true. I bought the first wave of 14-inch figures, and took them out of the box. I'm a out of the box type of guy. All the 8-inch stuff I take out of the packaging.
Right.
These I'm going to leave in. I bought an extra pair of Kirk and Spocks coming from you at some point.
Yep.
Because I want to take something out.
Sure.
But I think they have most definitely improved the boxes to the point where these boxes are so nice, I don't want to take them out. I mean, the first line of boxes, as you said, you couldn't see the figure. It was up to here. This is really, this being on a shelf is going to be a huge sale. And coming from where Migo was back in the when they came out with 2D and Facts of Life to where we are now, I mean, is an unbelievable leap.
Oh yeah.
And they learned something from the first round of 14-inch figures. Now I haven't had this out of the box. I know the first round the bodies are different on these, and hopefully a lot more secure because they were pretty wobbly in the first round. And look at that. You know, you couldn't do that with a Green Lantern. He'd flop over like a fish.
Right.
Absolutely.
But I mean, they've learned so much from the packaging that for for under $30, which most times these are selling for, or look at an FTC figure of a superhero for $29, and then look at this. There's no comparison.
No, absolutely not.
So I'm pretty happy now. I hope an 8-inch figures being what they are. I'm pretty happy with where Migo's been. Yeah. And the other thing I think they've done real well is a great mix. I mean, you can't argue with the mix they have for Monsters, for Star Trek, for all the other lines. It's a good mix. It's something for everybody.
Yeah.
John Wise,
I buy almost everything. So.
Hey, John Wise pointed out, and I agree with this 100%. He goes, I love how when Migo figures out that they've left something out, or maybe something just didn't come out right at no extra cost for the most part. Yeah. They make right on it.
Right.
And make good on it.
I mean, so, to your point, Scott, they realize Spock needs a tricorder. I mean, you know what I mean? And we all know that. So.
Absolutely.
You know,
But
even a small touch. Yes. Look what they did with Aang from Airbender. They actually did one where they put the stripes on the hands too. I mean,
and you know what?
Their customer.
And even though this is the 14-inch thing, that's an important thing, Jason, because not many people realize that. I think that missed discussions, period.
That flew under the radar, so to speak. Yep.
The first Airbender Aang came with a blank hand.
Yep.
Now for me, I'm just not an Airbender. Is his hand? Does he have the tattoo?
Not on this one.
Not on that one.
That's the thing. There's another run of them where they do.
There is. Yep.
And I wouldn't have caught that because I'm not like an Airbender guy, But I didn't. Oh, check that out. Jeez, Lord. See, it's little things like that. That costs money, man.
If you have them both, there's even a tone difference in the body and the face. And even the outfit as well. One looks like a French's mustard, and one looks like a little more of a golden spicy mustard. So there were little items. So
right.
Throw a little Aang on your dog, and
there you go. But, hey, just to follow up with what Dave was talking about, the progression that you can see from when Migo first came back in 2018 to now, and the direction that they're heading is just insane when you think about like the changes in the upgrades and just even like with everything. It's just the sky's the limit. I can't wait to see where we're at come wave 16 and 17 or 18. You know what I mean? It's like it's gonna be crazy.
We're 100. I mean, this whole Tops deal. I mean, that's just gravy on everything else.
Oh yeah,
And I don't think Migo, where they were when they first came back, I don't think that's something they would have done or they could have done. But now look at people they're seeing the quality and they want to get on that boat.
They're literally coming to the front door and saying, "Hey, can we do this?"
Absolutely.
And it doesn't get any better than that. And it's good because they're creating their own bandwagon. They're not jumping on somebody else's. That's the thing. That's the one thing that Marty Abrams has done since the very beginning of even the thought of having this type of a product. He has created the bandwagon, and whatever it is, people hop on. It wasn't like LJN had 8-inch action figures, and Marty said, "Hey, you know what? I want to try that." or was it, whatever you might, and the same thing now. Like, speaking of, like things like let's say Figures Toy Company. Figures Toy Company could have been a target for me. Oh well, look what but it wasn't. They've let them do their thing because they're adding to stuff as well. And Mego's got their path. Here's Mego's path. Figures Toy Company's path is over here. They don't conflict with each other.
No.
So just like I'm not going to say, hey, well that sucks and this doesn't. No, man, it's all part of the scheme of things. It's all good. There's value and purpose for everything.
It is.
It's not a competition in this room for everybody.
Hell no, it's not. And anybody that has to knock.
I mean, my favorite figure of the 14-inch line has got to be the Creature without hand down.
Dave, I got to tell you, Dave, I'll let you finish. To me, that could possibly be one of the best or the best action figures ever made to date.
I love the 8-inch one. I'm going to love they're coming out with that black and white one, which is going to be really, really hot. But I mean, if you look at this, right before this came out, I think one of the companies put out like a $200 Creature.
Yes.
And it's phenomenal. It looks phenomenal. But for the difference in price, this is pretty dang close on how this look. He's got it, of course. But this for under $30, around $30, is probably one of the best figures I think I've bought in a long time.
Yeah,
that's my favorite of the line right now, the 14-inch.
Phenomenal figure. It's amazing. It's like I said, I think it could be possibly one of the best action figures ever made. And to your point, Dave, the price point, it's just insane. It really is. I think that's a phenomenal figure.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. I was in a discussion. I'm not changing the subject, but I'm just adding to I guess the discussion in another way. I was discussing not because I wanted to, but because I was just trying to spread the information that I know about the tops thing, for example. And like Dave said, it's icing on the cake. It's but it's not a $16 figure that you can pick up at Target or Walmart, or it's not something that you can order from CLC or Joey Scarpelli, or of course Absolutely Retro, Frank Frank Wojcik right there in front of you. And the and I get it, man. Like, people are concerned with, the shipping's high. Yeah, the shipping's high. Let me put it this way: the shipping's not what you're used to. I can't send anything out of my house for less than $8.50, whether it's 8-inch figure.
The only place the shipping is, I think, as high as in Canada. Otherwise, for US, the shipping is about what it costs to ship a figure.
I agree with you, but unfortunately, that's not the.
It's tough. It's a hard situation, but I mean, I think something like, what have I wanted? I'd rather have core on the regular line, probably. Yes. But maybe core doesn't get made on the regular line. We just have regular Klingon. So to me, it's a chance to get things that may have not been considered made.
That's the whole point. Because you could sit there and say, like, you know what, the hell with this. We'll wait for it to get made regular line, but you never know what's going to happen. Never know what's going to happen. And if there's something more important than that figure, that's what's going to get made instead.
Right. I would just throw this out there at this point. If you see something on tops that you like, you're interested in,
you better get it.
Grab it while you can, because there's, at this point, they're not going to be released anywhere else. So, but to your point, Dave, you make a great point with that, about core. Yeah. I mean, at this point through tops, we're able to get core where we may have not been able to get him in the regular line. So I think you may see some additional characters like that eventually come out through tops as well. So, and we were talking about tops. I'm going to just shout out to Hasbro and Hasbro Pulse again with the GI Joe. So
and just like that, just like those figures, like you can't, it's a great example. There's not as much colorful discussion, we'll say, about the GI Joe figures, because what are you going to do? Argue Hasbro? It's there, know. And even though I do picture a bunch of I just in Tops's like mail order section or whatever it is, I do a picture, a bunch of sports guys there, like wow, smoking cigarettes and stuff like that. They go, well, let's maybe one hand typing on a keyboard, you know, but you know, they're sports people, you know, and it's like somebody else said, you know, it's like, I'm not going to complain about their mail service if that's whatever the carrier is, because it's a hell of a lot better to know that I have, for me anyway, I get 2 of each, that I know that I have 2 coming,
right?
And rather than not have, you know, have to search for them on the secondary market like eBay or something like that.
It's icing on the cake. You know what I mean? It's icing on the cake. I mean, we've got, you know, the stuff with Tops. We've got the stuff with the Joes at Hasbro. You know, we got Wave 13 still arriving to retailers and being shipped out.
Wave 14's
right on the heels of that. I mean, it's insane as far as the amount of, you know.
Well, plus you don't actually have to buy. I know I've been buying everything, but I know I'm going to be slowing down because I love the 14 inches, but to be quite honest with you, I don't have a lot of place I can put them, even in the box, because when I had stuff built here, I figured I wouldn't be displaying anything higher than 12, so I got no place to put the things. But I'll buy them, and if I have to keep them in a box just to have the one I want, I'll do that.
Yep.
The other thing is, let me kill my phone here. Sorry about that, guys. The other thing I was going to say is there's not going to be everything I'm going to buy in the Star Trek line. People who watch my channel know how I feel about anything post-2009 in Star Trek.
Right.
So I'm sure that might come up in the license. I may not buy those. You don't have to buy everything you that comes out.
Buy what you like, you know.
Buy what you like.
Hey, man, you know, if you're into it, like, you know, me personally, I'm one of those guys who has to have one of everything, and I just, you know, I'm just that guy. But again, everybody's not like that. To Dave's point, buy what you enjoy. Buy what you know. There you go.
Buy what you like.
Buy what you like.
Buy what you need.
But I would say
this, there's so much I like.
Me too.
That's the problem I have.
Yeah, right. I would say this though: if there is something you like and something you want, don't hesitate, because these things are going. I mean, you know, especially like with the Hasbro Joes. If you want those, grab them. The Tops are 1 week only. If you want a set, grab them while you can.
See, and that's what I like about the Tops. I mean, I know you said they're the sports and everything, but they know collectibles.
Yes.
And, you know, and the Mego seems to, you know, steer toward the collectors, everything. And I think that's why they're a good fit on there, because it's going to bring in more people that may start collecting Megos.
Well, that's what we want. We want to expand, you know, I don't want to say the fan base, but just expand the reach of Mego to folks who may not currently be aware of Mego or you know, or buy Mego, you know.
And I'm putting my faith in there that because they're collectors and everything, it's going to be delivered, you know, in pristine condition.
Right.
I mean, Frank, you've got me spoiled when it comes to Megos. And actually, I don't like shudder when I see the you know, the UPS guy gets here.
Yeah. Right. Well, I can tell you, I mean, what I do, and I've told everybody from day one when I do this, I pack and ship everything the best to my ability. I want the stuff to reach you the way I want the stuff to reach me. So thank you, Roberto.
Sorry, I've never got anything that wasn't mint.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that.
My wife's just not happy about the packing peanuts. She don't like that much.
Yeah, I hate packing peanuts.
Hey, man, if there was another way I could do it, I would do it. I would do it. But you know,
the most insidious things in the world. Once they get attached to you, it's like you're trying to take them off your hands. You can't get them off.
Packing stuff stuck to my hands, stuck to my shirt, and I can't get them off. You know, it's just
there's always a couple that get away.
Exactly.
You thought you're done. You thought you cleaned it all up, and there's that one that's stuck on
the dog. The one my dog, unfortunately, eats.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's usually on my cat. So.
Well, the cat walks around. The kids are stuck to the kids. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Yeah. It's all part of all part of it, though. So, but go ahead, Scott.
I was just going to say, you know, this might be blasphemy for people like Kevin and stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is like, you know, with action figures usually comes superheroes. Superheroes and action figures kind of go together hand in hand.
Yep.
And I would rather have more of non-action figures in the 14-inch than superheroes. I you know, no offense to people that like superheroes, but I'm just over. You know, I mean, I have every type of superhero size you could ever imagine, but I only have one 14-inch Dracula. One.
Right. Gotcha.
And the other thing is like, like Dracula. I guess Dracula had a little controversy because people weren't, people were like, well, who's that supposed to be? What is that? Blah blah blah. It turned out, you know what? Most of the people that have the controversy, I would say most of the people have the ability to sit there and mess with these things because that's what they like to do anyway. Really, Mego just kind of gave you a platform. It gave you a good reason to sit there and like, you know what, I'm going to tweak his eyes, or you know what, I'm going to, I'm going to do something here, something with that. I mean, it's
right.
a $30 figure. Why not?
Yeah. Well,
well, listen, mess with it if you want. That's a fantastic figure.
It is.
Well, right. But I'm just saying, like, people, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, why?
I mean, the box looks phenomenal. Does he look like Bela Lugosi? No, but he looks like Dracula. What Dracula would look like.
Yeah, well, that I can tell you that's based off the current style guide
of course. Of course, and we know that. And the thing is, and that's the other thing. People.
It's a great figure. I mean, it flat out is a great figure. The outfit. The detail on the outfit is it's phenomenal. I mean, it is,
So exactly, and I just want to say this real quick. Again, I had a discussion with somebody, about 2:30 in the morning last night, whether I wanted to or not. And at the end of the day, it just reflected on the ambassador page, because at the end of the day, the point that the discussion was, I mean, the answer to what the issue was already there. It's been so, just like, where's wave 13? Why is it not in my hands yet? Because so-and-so's got them. Okay, well, it's still on the port. It's getting out slow. That's the answer.
Yep.
And if the answer's pinned, and then people keep, well, I still haven't got it. Maybe Migo took my money, or maybe something like that. So what you don't understand is, like, we hear everything. Trust me. That's why there's all these moderators on the ambassador page. That's why Mego Corp and Marty Abrams and all this stuff. We hear all of this stuff, and it's addressed. When we have the answers, we get them to you as quick as we can. Once that's addressed, there's no addition to the answer until it is, like with the tricorders, for example. You know, and just so everybody understands, so people aren't getting upset. When has Mego let us down? I think the first big thing that everybody was really concerned about, Frank, was the KISS figures.
Right.
They're never going to make the other two. I can't believe it. Why would they do that? They're just not going to do it. And we knew better, but, we got to be,
Yeah, with the Scotty and the McCoys and all that.
Scotty and McCoy and stuff like that. And then
they know they're collectors, they're fans as well. They know, if you come out with Kirk and Spock, they know we have to come out with Scotty and McCoy. If you do Pete and Paul, you got to come out with Peter and I mean, it's
right. Eventually, and the thing is, it's like, and like I said, and if you're upset about something, we get it, man. We get it, and you're allowed to be upset. That's the point of ambassadors. That's one of the points. They want to hear what the issues are with you as the consumer and as the fan. If you get to the point where you start insulting or calling names because you didn't get the answer that you wanted, well, then stuff happens. We don't want that.
Put in this context. What other toy company out there gives everybody this much of a look behind the curtain, so to speak? Do you know what I mean? It's like, we're talking with Joel and Paul and Marty on the group. I mean, these are the guys who run Mego. I mean, there may be some other groups and other toy companies that do that somewhat. I mean, but we're getting a look like, in the laboratory behind the curtain, as far as, we know pretty much everything that's happening, with this toy company. And, and I think that's one of the great things about ambassadors and the relationship the ambassadors have with Mego. So, I think that's a great thing.
I agree.
Really do. So again, so far I know we've seen the Spock. I think we've seen Jason showed the Gorn. We've seen Superman.
We haven't seen Batman.
We'll get him. But again, just to Dave's point on the bodies, you can see I'm holding Superman by his head.
Absolutely.
There's no wobble in that body whatsoever. Dave's got the Batman there. Jason's
the thing I noticed about this Batman, one thing I would like to see, they've come out with a couple, I know it's a different license. They've come out with a couple different blue capes and black capes. But if you look at the body, this body is so close. He's kind of a flabby Batman. I could talk, but he looks like this is an Adam West body. If you look at the Batman from it,
all
it would need would be the Adam West cowl head and cape, man, and we could be having a Batman 66.
Well, that body type is probably the best for Batman because Batman was the only one who really wasn't a hero. He wasn't that you know.
All he had was
Superman. He wasn't Shazam. He wasn't that. Batman was a billionaire who made himself a Batmobile. And
so is this you guys would know? Is this a brand new figure or is this a reissue?
Brand new, Dave. The body.
Okay, so here's my question for you. You guys might know. You look at the back.
Yeah, I know.
Are we going to see this guy again at some point? Mr. Black Manta? He's on the box.
I think we can say that we did see something come out with Wave 14 with Black Adam first.
I'd love to find this guy. He's a tough one to get.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens, Dave. I mean, you know,
it would definitely be a smart move.
You know,
I think there was a lot of calling for it when they wound up shorting it the first time.
Yeah.
And there was a big uproar that people couldn't get it. So I think there was enough of an uproar that it's a popular figure.
Right.
So I think it'll see the light of day.
I don't want to personally commit to any figure, like, you know, 100%, but I can say, you know, as far as from my perspective, these are doing very well. They're being I'd
love to see a 14-inch flocked Wolfman.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, I'd love it.
That would be cool.
So listen, so you think now this is something that Frank and I, Kevin, we don't know this, but do you think that that's out of the realm of possibility?
No. I enjoyed the first round of Wolfman better than the last one they put out. That was actually based on Lon Chaney.
Oh yeah.
But I love that flocked one. Even the flocked fly, that would be great in a 14-inch.
That was cool.
So what would you think about?
It's all about interest. And the best example about interest was no one thought Rocky was going to go anywhere in the beginning because it was just an L2P release that was done through Frank and Rich and whoever it was that were distributing figures.
Yep.
Once Rocky hit Walmart, he took off again. And then, you know, the sales with Rocky, you know, the interest in him at that point then created the avenue for them to go and do Apollo. Right. Or else you would have never seen Apollo. So it's all about the interest with these things. So if there's an interest with the flocked Wolfman, you know, show your interest, voice your opinion. Yeah, we need a flocked Wolfman. You know, it doesn't hurt to put down your requests.
Right.
It doesn't hurt to put it down.
Speaking of Rocky, don't forget CLC has an exclusive.
And exactly, and CLC has an exclusive. You know, who thought that would have happened with Rocky?
Exactly.
So, but yeah, voice your opinion. There's nothing wrong with voicing an opinion. Yeah, you'll get the crabby guy that says, no, I don't want this. But, you know, it's got to go out there. And Migo has listened. Yeah. They have listened.
Yeah, we do. So, they do listen. Absolutely. Jason, it's just real quick. I just want to make sure we're covering all the 14-inch figures. So we've seen all three Trek. We haven't seen. You've got Shazam there. Let's see Shazam.
I'm telling you, I feel like I'm 6 years old holding one of the old 8-inch Shazams. Yeah. This is so awesome.
Yeah.
Let me get him off the stand here.
There you go.
I mean, that head sculpt is just extraordinary. It's got this real retro feel to it.
He's the big red cheese,
100%, man. On the costume. And I'm telling you, these new bodies and their posability are just insane. It's just amazing. And as I've mentioned to people, they even have Mego branded underwear. How cool is that?
That's a throwback.
Is that the first thing you check, Jason? I hope not.
Oh, are you kidding? Right? I always strip the figures. That's the first thing you're supposed to do with a Mego.
Dude, that just takes me back to being, 8 years old. Just with the, it would amaze me, like with the original Megos, with some would have the dark blue, some would have the skin tone. Eventually, some of them had black. As far as the trunks midsection, so that's cool, man. Absolutely, very cool.
I'm glad also to see that Mego is really going for the retro, because a lot of companies would have went with the latest version for the movie, because that's obviously what people know now.
Right.
I'm glad they're going for the more retro feel of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here. Absolutely.
Listen, you may get both.
You may.
Both. Never know.
Who knows?
Who would have thought we would have in the next wave we would have had a Cavill Superman or a Godot Wonder Woman.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
You never know. You don't know what's up the sleeve, up the pipe. You don't know.
You just never know. That's a great figure, Jason. All right, so we've seen all three heroes. We've seen all three Trek. What haven't we seen yet? How about the Frankenstein, Jason?
Frankenstein.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, I love that one.
Can't wait to get him in. Yep.
It's a good figure.
Yeah, very cool.
No, that isn't glow in the dark, is it?
This one is not. Mention it. Maybe that'll be coming down the road.
Oh, just the green looks like it might have been. It's very green.
I think that's a phenomenal idea to kind of like get back on the retro vibe with the Aurora models. You know, I mean, that would be that's an awesome idea. Very cool. Very, very cool.
You guys mentioned going back, and a prime example of going back would be Invisible Man.
Yeah.
You know, now we're getting a really, really good Invisible Man.
Right.
We probably wouldn't have gotten if the original one didn't come out.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I want to remind everybody, everybody that's tuning in, that's watching, please hit that like and subscribe button.
Yes,
and
please.
If you want notifications when we go on or when there's something happening with Mego Corp, please hit that bell icon, and you shall get what you receive. Also, we have something in the works. We've got, one of the things that Migo likes to do is they like to give some stuff away. So what we have proposed, what we came up with, there's still a couple bugs to work out, but by the let's say by the middle of next week, this will all be a done deal. So what we're proposing is this: anybody from this point on that likes and subscribes to this page, the YouTube channel, send us a picture of it. Send us a picture of it with your name and information, and we will put you in to the proverbial hat. Anybody that likes a particular Mego figure, if you want to do a short video of it with you talking about the figure, whatever it might be, keep it under a minute.
Yep.
Again, submit it. Your name goes into the proverbial hat. That name will remain there forever. If you're called, we will have drawings. Every time we broadcast something, we should have drawings. Now, I'm saying this, I'm being a little bit, I'm kind of putting my A on the line out there, but I think we could probably handle that, Frank.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure because
absolutely,
money bags at the top.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think Scott's point, the bigger thing is just like and subscribe. I mean, we're trying to build, we're trying to get the word out there about Mego, about our new releases. So just like and subscribe, spread the word. That's what we're asking. But I do want to throw this out there to everybody on the panel. We'll start with Dave. As far as if it's going forward with the 14-inch line, Dave, if you could get one figure, of course, this bucket list type thing, one 14-inch figure you'd like to see. And if you need some time, we can move on. We'll come back to you.
Now you're talking about a redo of an 8-inch, or you?
No, not necessarily. Just a 14. In this new style format, new body, new packaging. What would you want to see as far as a 14-inch figure? And I'll throw this out there to the audience watching too. You can post your comments there. Again, this is pie in the sky. It could be something that we don't have the license to yet. It could be we're throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, come back. Let me give it a shot.
Okay, all right. So I'll put it out there. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, Kevin, go ahead. We'll go to Kevin. We'll go to Roberta next. Go ahead, Kevin. Who do you want?
I would love to see, and I hope one day that they come to their senses and they come to Mego. I would love to see a 14-inch Iron Man or Captain America.
Yes. Can you imagine a Captain America or an Iron Man with this on this body and with this detail?
Body, exactly.
And that price point? Well, I don't know about the price point with Marvel, but we'll see. But yeah, great idea. Absolutely. All right, Roberta, how about you?
14-inch Julie Newmar Catwoman.
That's awesome. Very cool.
My wife would love you for that one.
Jason, how about you?
I'm going to go with Nichelle Nichols Uhura from Star Trek.
Nice.
Gives an excuse for a 14 female body, and I get to see the most loveliest woman in the world.
There you go. Awesome. Scott, how about you?
Planet of the Apes line, baby. Flocked Planet of the Apes. Let's bring them. Bring them.
Dave, are you ready to go? Or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say a couple. I would love to see 14-inch Hammer horror. I would love to see a Christopher Lee Dracula.
Oh yeah.
Christopher Lee Frankenstein 14-inch. But I'm also going to go with Scott too. 14-inch Planet of the Apes any day, absolutely all day. So there you go from me. All right, Dave, go ahead.
All right, I'll give it to a 14-inch Cylon Centurion.
There you go. Very cool.
Oh,
And a 14-inch Kosh Borlan from Babylon 5.
There you go. Very cool. Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. I like how you went outside. You and Roberta both went outside current licenses. So, kudos. Kevin did too. But yeah, great.
And I did see one pop up and everything. Yvonne Craig, Batgirl.
There you go. That would be phenomenal. With that outfit,
anything with Batman 66 would be great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hey, so real quick, let me read off some of the things that people are suggesting.
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
14-inch Peter Cushing with multiple outfits.
Yep.
14-inch Imperious Leader. 14-inch Green Arrow. 14-inch Mars Attack. 14-inch $6 Million Man.
Yeah.
To kick the 13-inch. But let's see what else we got.
That whole list, and no one put Tom Baker's Doctor Who. What's up with that?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
14-inch Skeletor. 14-inch Composite Superman.
Yeah.
14-inch Invisible Man with clear body.
There you go, Dave. That's a cool. That's
14-inch Kiss, my other favorite choice.
Yes.
14-inch. Matthew Payne and Seth Buckley. 14-inch Nosferatu.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see.
Let's put this. How about a 14-inch Headless Horseman? Who'd be up for that? I mean,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could put it in a 12-inch box.
Yeah, right.
But then do they have to get the 25-inch horse?
Wow,
yeah, exactly, Dave. Exactly.
Yeah, that would be a good one, though.
Yeah. 14-inch sleeve stack. I like that one. Yeah.
Let's see. Hell yeah, 14-inch sleeve stack. Soldier. Any news? 14-inch G.I. Joe.
There you go. I'm loving that idea. 14-inch Linda Carter Wonder Woman. Somebody posted too, so I think that's a good idea.
Absolutely, that would.
And Linda Carter Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Right.
And one that probably would never get married now, but because of just the whole. Well, maybe it would because it's a big resurgence on it. Would be a 14-inch Matt Dillon.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
14-inch Klingons. Mike Pasquale says.
There you go. I
love
it.
Picture though with the leather uniform.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hell yeah. Yeah. There's so many good choices.
There are. Absolutely.
And look, man, anything for 14-inch figures, anything under, I don't know, go out and live, anything under $45-$50, that's a deal.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, especially like, when we're starting to think about some of these other characters, like with Kiss and, things like that with the, when you added detail, the license, added accessories, those sorts of things. But yeah, for sure.
But if they could stay around $35, I think that's a sweet spot.
I do too, Dave. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. Big Bang Theory.
Yep.
David Felch said.
I like the 14-inch Steve McQueen or Clint Eastwood. There you go.
Hell yeah.
That's cool, man. Absolutely.
Hell yeah. So what would you guys think of?
Yeah.
What would you guys think of this? What if? And I'm not saying this is going to happen because it's not. There's been no talks of this. But what if Mego would double down, come back at us with a 14-inch line of highly detailed figures?
Okay.
So we're talking more of the, obviously the price would be higher, but like that Steve McQueen, for example.
Yeah, right.
Like Steve McQueen from The Great Escape, with his bomber jacket and the was it
right.
tennis ball or the baseball?
Baseball and the baseball. Right. Yeah. Right.
Stuff like that.
Well, then I think you're getting into hot toys territory. I think the thing about Mego is getting stuff like the creature, but at that price point.
Oh, right. Totally agree. Agree. It'll be a niche only for certain things. I mean, even if they did.
The example of Locutus of Borg. He said, a couple months ago that he thought it would be a great idea down the road do a slightly higher price point version. That way you could do all the tubing and all the little arm pieces.
That's a great idea. I think to Dave's point, though, you stay away from the higher end as far as like, the hot toys and that kind of stuff. But, bring it down, even if it was more than the current price. You think of like the Kiss figures, I'd want the Kiss figures, decked out. I'd want them with their guitars and so to speak. So I don't know if you could get in that price point. At
the other thing would be that instead of doing that, I'd love to see him hire somebody like Rachel Baker and just have her go all out in producing outfits for these things. New outfits you could buy as standalones, new accessories that you could buy as standalones. I understand that might cut into the business because, you might be getting your Spock doll and putting a new uniform on it as opposed to buying a new figure. Yeah. But I think there's room for both.
That's that.
Right, listen, make suggestions. I've been trying to put that in Joel's ear since the second Mego meet.
That's that G.I. Joe marketing razor and razor blades, approach with that. But
maybe on an anniversary, get out a bridge play set, like a modern version. It took me 25 years to get the one I have. I'd love to get like a modern take on it.
Right.
So ideally, what you're talking about, Dave, and all of us right now, what we're talking about is the only way things like this could happen is if there was a production facility somehow, some way, which can be done in the States, in the United States. That's why play sets are even original Mego play sets were made in the States, where everything else was coming from Hong Kong. Play sets were made and assembled here.
Part of the reason that would be just so expensive to have them done overseas and shipped over here to Scott's point. But I'm thinking to your point, Dave. When we talked about maybe even something, maybe not in the context that we remember from our childhood, but maybe make it more modular, where it comes in a box that's only about this thick, and you actually put it together yourself or something like that. You know what I mean? There's tons of ideas you could think through as far as making it happen, but we just got to see. You never know what the future will bring.
Entertainment Earth had I don't know if they still do it, but they would ship with orders. They would ship like a little fold up. It was a display. You open it up and it would be a display of something. It wasn't made for 8-inch figures. It was made for the 6-inch, but still, just something like that. And I know that's not something that obviously like if you got a bunch of whatever the figures were, they didn't come from that company. It's just something that
generic.
Earth
even the 2-packs that Mego released, look how many people still use the Star Trek inserts that came.
That's absolutely correct.
They're on my shelf too.
Me too. I do. Which is why, like even in this type of box here, that background.
Yeah.
My Batman doesn't have a background. My Batman. Right.
No, I think more so. Even the Dracula one,
exactly.
Looks like a coffin in the
back. Absolutely. Yep.
So,
absolutely.
If all that was part of the interaction. Oh, Frank, I think I have something to show. Can I show this?
If it's something I sent you pre-show, let's show it.
Yeah.
That was all the segue. He's not.
Well, it actually kind of segued itself. So
there you go.
Speaking of packaging.
Packaging, definitely. We wanted to show that. We wanted to show everybody out there. This is close to being final. Again, this would be the insert, the inner portion of the packaging for the G.I. Joe figures. Again, Hasbro's request was no plastic on the inside of the packaging. But we wanted to show you guys as far as what this is shaping up to look like. So I'll go ahead for Mr. Scott Brown to go ahead and get going. But
while we're waiting for that,
I think we're going to show a couple new photos from Mr. Jason Seville on the G.I. Joes as well. But when we get that up, but I think you guys will. I'm hoping you guys will like it as far as the packaging for the Joes.
There it is.
And just to put that out there, they're still on Hasbro Pulse. Get them while you can. Don't want to miss out on these.
So this is actually going to, unfortunately, the pixel isn't what I wanted it to be.
Okay.
But I'll figure something out.
I'll be sharing it later today too, so people will be able to get a good view of it as well. So.
Okay, sorry about that. Here we go. Let's look
at
some packaging.
There you go.
Now, like I said, this is not what I wanted you to see.
Yeah,
it's just not.
I mean, what you guys can see there, the figures will be tied in. The backpacks for each figure will be on the side for each figure there. And what we went with, because of the no plastic packaging with on the Joes, is that foot locker there. It's kind of in an ode or homage to the original G.I. Joe. All the equipment for Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes will actually be in that little cardboard foot locker there.
Can you see that? Let me try. Let me see if I can get that just a little bit better.
Okay.
But go ahead and
and
Frank.
basically what that'll be the insert. So there will be a sleeve that fits over that inner part of the packaging that you can actually remove, and that'll be revealed there on the inner portion of that. And the outer portion of the sleeve will have that blast with the two characters, the artwork on the outer packaging.
By the way, that was good artwork on the cover, right?
Yes.
I know we had shown that a couple of weeks ago. That was just impressive beyond belief. Do we know who did that?
Very cool. Someone at Hasbro. I'm not really sure, Jason, but I'm very happy that they kept that original 80s.
I was going to say, it's really
like
it's not exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
Real close to the 80 packaging. Yep. So
absolutely what we were going for with that. But again, we just kind of want to give you guys a sneak peek of that that inner packaging there. So not much longer on these. I think these are supposed to ship sometime in October. So
said early fall or something like that.
Yeah. But I would just say again, grab them while you can. I mean, this is
don't miss out on these.
A phenomenal set. You don't want to miss out on it.
Let's try this. I just did something to be a little bit better here.
Okay.
Because I really do want people to see this.
Yeah, for sure. There you go.
Okay.
That's better. Yep. So something to just to keep everybody as far as what goes into this. This is kind of like going back and forth with the factory as far as them giving us ideas. We're going back to them. The string there actually started out as a lot thicker and more of a tan color, but I think we're going to get down to something very close to this. You may not be able to see it there, but on the backpacks and on Snake Eyes, there is string there, but it's in black. But I think keeping it that way gives you, a much more, just the aesthetic of it. It just brings it up the next level.
You know what? I'm looking at this now because full disclosure, I did not see this before.
Right.
This broadcast. This is pretty badass. It's pretty cool. I mean, I love it, Frank. I love it. I love the Foot Locker.
Thank you.
I love the fact that they're looking at each other. They could either be like, "I'm gonna get you when I get out of here," or "It's been so we've been here for so long. You're starting to look good to me." I mean,
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But
way.
it's and I can tell you that these outfits aren't the final. There were some tweaks done to Storm Shadow's shoulders to make it more more like the comic and the cartoon. You probably won't be able to tell from this picture because it's so dark, but the spacing in between Snake Eyes chest pads and the ab pads is actually going to be smaller. So there's still a few tweaks going on, but we're getting there. We hope everybody sees the amount of love and respect to the properties that have gone into these, and they enjoy them as much as I enjoyed, and Tyler and everybody involved enjoyed putting these bad boys together. So
I do have a question though.
Well, that's the thing. Frank,
go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah, Dave, go ahead.
How come the rating on the GI Joes are 8+, but it's 17 on my creature, man?
Hey, that's a good question. I think that's more because the creature's more dangerous, man. Come on, right?
Oh, okay.
That's the reason. No, I think
you get in the war with GI Joe.
Yeah, right. I know. I think that may have something to do with Hasbro's, system of ratings and things like that. So, but yeah,
I think the creature should come with grenades.
Yeah, right. then the age warning, might go down, might go up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. But cool.
So, what was the reasoning for the 17+ on the Migos?
That's a great question, Roberta. And I kind of have my thoughts, but I don't want to speak. I don't know the official.
Didn't they say something because they were meant for the collectible section?
I think
I think that was the reason.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, more than likely. That sounds basically what I heard as well. So yeah, definitely. Let's see. What else do we want to cover, Scott? Anything else? We get close to an hour. Do you want to start with our closing remarks?
I just wanted to.
Oh yeah, cool. All right, cool. Yeah, absolutely. This is fantastic photography from Mr. Jason Seville.
You get a little bit better detail here. I can actually.
Yeah.
Oops, shit. I know the pixels aren't very good here. This is the last minute upload.
Yep.
But there's those Lion Rock.
Yeah, we're paying paying respect to what's come in the past, right?
Absolutely. Yep. I think I got a few more. Let me just.
Yeah, you got a Snake Eyes one we can show too.
I don't know what this is. Is that it? No.
No, it was actually
an idea to add so many accessories, Frank.
I'm not sure what this is.
Yeah, that's the one, Scott. Yep.
Okay.
I wanted to show that one.
Let me just stretch this. Oops, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Come on now. Where's my grabber? My grabber's okay. Why?
But just look at the way the light, with Jason's photography, how the light catches on Snake Eyes' visor and his accessories. You see that Arashikage on the sleeve there. But we're pretty happy with the way more than happy with the way they turned out. So
yeah, these are definitely the. You know what? I wish there was really a figure of an official figure of the year.
I gotcha.
Type thing, and
yep.
Based on
hands
everything,
down,
based on.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not saying just with Migo, Jason. I'm saying with everybody across the board, including when everything would have to be factored in, price point to to size, whether it's with clothes or solid plastic or whatever.
Yeah.
And that way, it would be a good thing because it would allow everybody to to be judged by a panel or however they would do it, and then maybe be an avenue for different companies to just like an award ceremony. When you go to an award ceremony, you're in my case in music, we were there with other artists and stuff like that, and that's your one chance. Everybody's in a different type of mood. Everybody's receptive of everybody else, and big things have come from stuff like that.
Oh, for sure.
Just to think. Okay, Frank, go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to just go ahead. We're up against the hour, so we're going to go ahead just with closing remarks. And what we'll do, we'll start with Dave since he's new to the panel. Dave, anything you want to close out with and say before we sign off?
Well, just looking forward to getting my other 14 inches and looking forward to the 8-inch stuff that's coming. Yep. It's so spread out, so kind of gives you time to appreciate and the figures, which is good.
Yeah.
And looking forward to the 14 wave of what they say is coming. It's really I gotta get my mole people. There's some really good stuff in that wave, so I'm looking forward
to clowns. I mean, come on.
The killer clowns. I got some friends that they're not Migo guys, but when they see those killer clowns, they're gonna be jumping on them. So
yeah, for sure. Great stuff coming. Yep. Yeah. Thanks, Dave. Roberta, how about you?
I agree with him on that wave 14. I tell you what, there are a lot of characters that's coming out there that is really going to expand people with the Migo. It's just going to grab people on there. It gets larger, and it's getting to the point where I don't think there's any of them I don't want. So it could be a problem. But I look forward to it.
Yeah, right. Yep. How about you, Jason?
Actually, first I just want to say, Roberta, Dave, Kevin, thanks for joining us today. I love having you guys on.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to go to Hasbro. Got to check out them G.I. Joes. As far as tops goes, the next 2 weeks are going to blow the first 2 weeks out of the water. So I'm telling you, log in on Monday.
How many weeks do we know? I mean, is there a set number of weeks or figures that you got an agreement with? And
that's a great question. I don't have the official answer to that, Roberta. I can tell you that. What are we up to now, Jason? I think we have at least 3 or 4 more weeks. At least
we've got at least 2 more that I know we've got pictures for.
Yep. So more coming.
Okay, so cut back on the cat treats and everything for the Migos. Okay.
Animals
done that too. It's like I don't need to eat this week.
We don't. Yeah. There you go. All right. How about you, Kevin?
Yeah. Listen, everything has been. If you want to know what's going on with Migo and how good they're doing, just look at the banners we put up on our pages. All right, just take a look at that, and then just see the amazing where it started and where it is right now.
Yep.
All right, and just see where this company is going, and that the sky's the limit. Tomorrow, I'll be on vacation, but I'm usually at work. And around 10:30, I'll put up my hashtag Migo Monday Migo Madness post.
There you go.
Waiting for the next wave to come up. So get on to tops, get your Spock and your core, and whatever it is that's going to happen next week, guys, get it done.
Absolutely. All right, Scott, what do you got, man? What do you want to close with?
Well, I want to, first of all, I want to give a shout out to all of the people that are helping out that don't get credit, all of the unboxers out there, all of the reviewers, all the ones that are taking their own personal time and buying the figures and reviewing them, whether they're good or bad. Everyone counts. Especially want to thank Brian Heiler, the Mego Museum.
Yes.
Steve Moore.
Yep.
Everybody that's involved with that, Robin Adams, everybody that's involved with anything that has to do with this hobby helps this.
Yes.
It really does.
Absolutely.
Please, once again, for those who like giveaways and stuff like that, and for those that just like what we're doing, hit that like and subscribe button, hit that bell icon for future notifications whenever Mego goes on or puts anything on YouTube. Make sure that if you want to be a part of the giveaways, take a picture of it. Take a picture of it and send us that information. If you want to also be included in giveaways, do a short video of what your favorite figure might be, and keep it under a minute. We'll put it up here, and your name will all go into an infinite hat of choices. And that's how we're going to start doing our giveaways per broadcast.
Yep.
And that's all I have, Frank.
Very cool.
Close it out.
Yeah, I'll close it out. I want to first off thank everybody for joining the panel today. Everybody out there tuning in to view. We definitely appreciate you guys being on and talking Mego and the support and the love. We appreciate that. First off, tops again, just core Spock. Get them if you haven't yet. They're still available. Grab them while you can. I think tomorrow's reveal tops is going to be, I don't want to say it's going to be huge. They've been huge up to this point, and this one is going to follow right along. I think people are going to be really blown away by the figures tomorrow. So again, tune in to tops tomorrow. Hasbro Pulse, grab your GI Joes while you can. You're not going to want to miss out on them. I just want to say, let's see what else. As far as the tricorders, again, I'm going to be shipping those with orders for the Spocks going forward. If you missed out, you can hit up myself or Paul Clark on those. I just want to thank everybody involved. All the ambassadors out there. Like Scott was saying, Brian and Steve and Robin and Jason, and Rob and Kevin. Just everybody involved. We just want to thank everybody for the ongoing support of the brand and the hobby, and and just have fun with it. That's what it's about. It's about having fun.
Absolutely. It's
about having fun, making connections. Making connections with fellow collectors, fellow hobbyists, and that's really what it's about. So again, thanks everybody for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing everybody on our next live show. So hey, have a great rest of your Sunday. So yeah,
good night.
See you guys.
Good night. Hey, good morning.
Good night. Good morning.